Welcome back to the Afro Anime Initiative podcast, where we are going to talk about everything in Afrofuturism A to Z. And if you've been following us on Instagram at Afro Anime Initiative, at Twitter, Afro_AI, you'll find out we getting mad close to that Z. I am your co-host, Darren Bradley, along with
Paulina Guerrier. Hi, guys.
man. How you feeling today, P?
I'm feeling all right. I'm here. I am existing. I am just here. I'm good. How are you?
Well, let's do more than just existing because we got some hot topics to talk about tonight. First, let's cover some stories that we did last week. I want to start off with the Nani Kickstarter. As of today, October 1st of our recording, they have been funded for their next project. I am so proud of these guys. That thing is beautiful. That's clapping in the background. You guys didn't know. Beautiful story. African comics made with African people in mind. Beautiful African art. Love it. I wish I could have funded it, but guess what? I'm going to be buying it on the secondary market, so I can't wait for the graphic novels and issues to drop. But just, give big ups to them. The Kickstarter is fully funded. Follow them anyway. Follow them on their social medias. Follow them on their Instagram and Twitter. Jude, just love it. Pauline, how do you feel about this Kickstarter being funded?
I'm excited. It's just. Ugh, why am I so clinical with this? I. It just basically tells me that there's more. Like I'm so clinical. It's ridiculous. There's more of this type of media coming in. More black representation. Just more black stories. We need more black stories. Period. So
Facts. Facts.
I'm excited. This is great. This is wonderful. Congratulations to them, really. Really. So, if you guys want to know more information, I will put in a link to their Kickstarter so you can get a bit of background on it. And, let's just, if you can, contribute in any way possible. If not by Kickstarter, please do. Just show your support and help them flourish.
Facts. Well, I'm gonna need you to not be clinical, loosen up, because now we've just gonna talk mess. Because last week we reported about Microsoft buying ZeniMax, the Bethesda parent company, which holds the IP to some of the biggest video game franchises in the modern era. And the original co-founder, Christopher Weaver, well, my man stopped, and my man said, "Yo, this is just petty." My man said, y'all just did this so PlayStation couldn't do nothing because PlayStation kicked y'all butt last generation. And you know what? He right. Paulina, again, right, exactly. Don't be clinical. Speak about Christopher Weaver and his comments on Microsoft buying up the video game industry. Go ahead now.
I was expecting this. I was surprised that nothing was said right away, but I'm like, you know what? He's buying his time. He's bidding his time, and then bam, here he is. And I honestly thought it was the funniest thing ever because it's true. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
this is a mess. This feels like a mess to me. It feels like an absolute mess. I don't know about you. Is it? Is it?
It feels like, okay, but it's mess, but in the mess of the sense, it's war.
Yep.
This is billions of dollars, $7.5 billion for one company. $7.5 billion for one company to make video games. That's all Microsoft wanted for, to make video games. Because let's be honest, Bethesda ain't been putting out the best video games lately anyway. They buggy. The graphics ain't really improved as much as they could have with the next generation. Like they
just the bugginess of these games. Like they're not top tier.
But they sell. They have loyalty. They got name recognition. And that's what Christopher Reeves said. Yo, they did this and they strategically announced it after PlayStation dropped their stuff, knowing that Microsoft is still behind. People are literally talking about, I can get an Xbox. Yeah, I can do Game Pass. Yo, I'm a proponent of Game Pass, by the way. I can get Game Pass and play all these games for free, but I don't want to play none of them games. None of these games the Xbox got nobody wants to play. Right. So it's like they had to do this. And they're literally saying, hey. I ain't got nothing for you right now, though. But you come down the line, you stay with me, yo. I got you. That's what they sound like right now. That's exactly what they sound like right now. Where PlayStation like, hey yo, just give me this, you give me this, I'm giving this right here. You know what I'm saying? We get this deal done, you shake my hand, we walk away from each other. PlayStation, that's what PlayStation doing. And Microsoft like, no, it's better for you. You just gotta let me give me time to be better so I can be better for you. That's what Microsoft sounds like right now. PlayStation like, no, leg spread. Here you go, baby. Let's get this done. That's what PlayStation does. So he right. Like you said, it's messy, but it's war. Because this is billions of dollars. And I brought this up a couple of weeks ago. Last year, thanks to Marvel and Disney and everybody just trying their best, Hollywood had one of their best years. The video game industry lapped them like 3 or 4 times, and the video game industry is still growing. Now, thanks to this situation we're all currently in, Hollywood is almost, man, they disappeared. While the video game industry is going up, 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 up.
It's booming.
Man. So, Christopher Weaver, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just thinking like the sales of the Nintendo Switch
Alone. And that's
globally
Nintendo
sold out.
who telling you that they not even competing with this BS. They're like, we ain't finna sell y'all no $500 box. We all right. And they still out here making billions off of stuff. Billions, y'all. Billions. That's what it's telling you. So I was saying, Christopher Reaver, thank you for your honesty. Like I said, we're glad you're not with the company so you can tell the truth. And just let everybody know that Microsoft was just mad petty for that. They were, but they knew what they was doing, and so did PlayStation. That's why everybody like, okay, this is a war again. The console wars are real because you got to make a choice, and it's a long-term choice, especially again during these times. Am I finna throw $600 down, or I could throw $300 down and maybe hope in the future get some cool games? That's a real choice nowadays. Can't afford both of them things. Can't got groceries to buy. You got to pay rent because that stimulus check was only one time. One time. Can't be buying this crap. But yeah, Christopher Weaver again. I thank you. So we can let us get out of this mess. Let the Afro Anime Initiative pull themselves out of this mess, and let us talk about some banging news. Hawk has been casted. This happened a couple weeks ago. We didn't report it last week for the Black Adam film, and it is my man Adam Hodges, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna say this with pride. I'm gonna say this with confidence. Beautiful black man got the job.
He did, and he is actually beautiful. Good lord. Aldous Hodge, actually. Yeah.
Did I say Adam? I'm sorry. All this.
I get it. You mixed it up.
My bad.
With Black Adam. Yeah. I got it.
Black Adam. That's what I did. My bad, brother. I apologize. I didn't mean to put no disrespect on your name.
But yes, he is notoriously glorious. Fine, dark skinned brother. He was in Leverage. If any of you guys follow love Leverage. He was, oh my gosh, I loved him as Partisan, the geek hacker. Okay, in Leverage, that was great. Seeing all of that. So now he's been doing bigger things too. I know he was in Straight Outta Compton, which
Yes.
So he's recognizable there. Now he's doing even bigger things. He was on another show on oh shoot, I forgot. It was called Underground or something with Journey Smollett Bell. Is that her name?
Yeah, I don't remember that. I don't even remember that.
Oh, yeah.
I remember.
She's also on Lovecraft Country. Lovecraft Country. God damn it. She's also in that too. Yeah.
Man.
Just putting names out there for those who recognize. So this is exciting. This is very exciting. First
Because
a black Hawkman.
Because you know what this means? The guys in Egypt might actually be black this time. Oh.
I mean, I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah. But yeah. Like, wait a minute. They're black. Like, oh, you didn't know Africans are black. Good job.
Or at least, brown skinned. What? Not tanned white people. I mean, I'm aware though of like the argument of why can't we have our own black superhero? Why do they always have to black? The term is blackwash now.
Yeah, no. This is the best part I say about this. First of all, to be accurate, most of these white heroes were marginalized people used to represent black people because at the time they just weren't putting black people where they need to be. So let's deal with that first. So turning most of these marginalized white heroes into what they should have been in the first place, it's not blackwashing.
Nope.
Number two,
Dumb
we
white
do
people.
have black heroes. We just told you about the Nani Kickstarter. We got them. Go support them. Go buy them. What are you talking about? We've been had black heroes. Do y'all support them? Do y'all buy them? Hmm.
No, they don't. I do my best.
Yeah. So stop worrying about you talking about something being blackwashed when literally these writers will tell you, well, if they're still alive, rest in peace to a lot of the legends. They'll tell you like, no, we had to use white people for standings at the time. Our publishers wouldn't let us put black people in the comic books. Plain and simple. So these white people were supposed to be Hispanic. They were supposed to be LGBTQ. They were supposed to be black. Anyway, be happy that you get to see them, and then go out there and support actual people that black people that make black heroes. Go put their money into these Kickstarters. Share the Kickstarters. We ain't got no money. Stop, stop coming up with terms to appease other cultures' perception of you, and support your own. Because I'm gonna go watch this mostly because of The Rock. But I mean, now there's another black person in there. Cool. So cool. P, you got any final words on Aldous Hodges? Did I get it right this time?
Yeah.
Nice. Aldous Hodges casted as Hawkman in the Black Adam movie. Any more words on that?
I just said finally, because I'm like, I like Hawkman. I like Hawk Woman or Hawk Girl, Hawk Woman. I just say
Mm-hmm.
Hawk Woman. Fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Keep it
finally. Period.
nice.
Like,
There you go.
give me my glorious dark-skinned black man as Hawkman. Period.
There you go. Period.
That means he's blessed by the sun.
You know, he is an archaeologist. He be working out there a lot. So, I mean, anyway, before we go on another rant, moving on in some other beautiful, culturally appropriate news, an unknown star, young woman, has been announced as Miss Marvel for the Disney Plus series, and her name is Iman Vellani. Oh, I knew I was going to mess it up. I was so close. Iman Vellani, unknown actress, beautiful little girl. I saw people talking shit about that too. She might be a little light skinned. I like she's a young kid that ain't been out in the sun because of the pandemic. All y'all can shut up. Thank you very much. Um, but I think it's beautiful casting. She looks like Miss Marvel. They showed a picture of her. Her eyes lit up. And if you read the comics, Miss Marvel is a very exuberant young Muslim girl.
She is.
She wants to explore the world and still respect her heritage. And that girl, the picture they put of this girl, her smile, like, ooh, okay, that's Miss Marvel.
It
She
is.
ain't did a single bit of acting, a single word. I looked at her like, okay, we got Miss Marvel. P, your thoughts about this casting of this unknown?
I'm happy. I'm finally like they're finally going with unknowns. Finally.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited for her though, because she's adorable.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
Yeah.
myself, I haven't dug deep into Miss Marvel. Um, I've heard of her. I've seen her in a couple cartoons, but it's
Mm-hmm.
now like, okay, now's the time to really get more into the next generation of these superheroes. And I'm looking at this kid, and she's so cute. And I'm like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
She's perfect. She's absolutely perfect. And that's the thing that I like about Marvel. They cast the characters.
Yeah.
They cast the characters. Period. I mean, I'm trying to think when they had a few miscasting, but I can't even come up with any in my head. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you can,
This this
but
this yeah, it's not a diss. It's not a diss not to go off subject. But sometimes they cast the role thinking the role's going to get bigger and be due to circumstances, it never shows up.
yeah.
That's when I think the only time they've miscast. That's it.
Mhm.
Because that you could tell that you could be like, oh, that actor or actress should do more. And Marvel, like, yeah, 5 movies down, we got him. But then something happened and that fifth movie never come. And you're like, God dang it.
Like
But other than that, I don't think, yeah. Other than that, I don't think they really
miscast
miscast.
would just be like overhyping, hyping something that ultimately just didn't get picked up much.
See, I call that miscasting because you're not casting for making now. You're casting for a movie five movies down. That's what I'm saying. Because if you put a person that off the jump can play that role in the movie you're doing right now, the other movie's gonna work themselves out no matter what. But they don't do that, in my opinion. You know, that's how I see their casting. A lot of their casting is no. Give us a couple of movies you're gonna love this person.
That is true. That is true.
Right. That's why I say it like that.
But yeah.
But yeah, I'm hyped for this. This is again another just Disney Plus getting it right, which is weird to say with the way Disney Plus is, but yeah, that's a good choice. Kevin Feige, you know what he's doing. It's a good choice.
This time
I
around,
really
they're
like
trying to pander to China, so that's why it's good. That's why it's working.
it. Yeah. And just because, tell you the truth, I don't want to rant today. We're gonna move along from that. And and I want to say casting. I'm putting it next to casting, but it's really into the rumor news. The reports this very day of recording, Jamie Foxx has been in talks with Disney to appear in the next Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. That means, ladies and gentlemen, that we have another holdover from the old Spider-Man movies coming to Marvel. And I tell you the truth, I'm kind of for it because even though I'm not the biggest fan of the Amazing movie, especially toward the end of that second one, but the first one, I like their direction. I like what they was doing. I like the casting of it. I didn't particularly like Jamie's portrayal of the Electro character, but I liked when he became Electro. Let me put it that way. Um, I'm here for it. I think it's a good. I think it's a good thing. I hope this ain't no multiverse stuff. I hope that this is just the Electro in this universe, just like J. Jonah Jameson was just J. Jonah Jameson. We didn't have to say what Spider-Man he came from. No, he's always been there, and now he's just there. Uh, exactly. I kind of want that with Electro. I kind of want that. So,
Well, I mean,
but he come on.
let me shut up.
No, go. No, I was throwing it to you. No, go ahead.
Well, I mean, he's just one of those villains that just always have been there. That, him, and Venom. Um, so it's an interesting rumor. I'm waiting and seeing. I don't have much to say about it. I'm just waiting and seeing what they're thinking about doing. I hope they actually do go through with it because that would be a fun. It would just be fun to see him interact with this iteration of Spider-Man. Um, I
Yeah.
did. I think I mentioned earlier. If I have mentioned it before, then here it is now. I'm not a big fan of the Tom Holland Spider-Man. I'm just not. Um,
Mhm.
it just feels empty
Mhm.
to me, and I just don't like the direction they took with a lot of the characters. But that's just me. The only thing that I enjoyed about the first of this iteration of Spider-Man was literally Spider-Man interacting with New Yorkers. That's it. But other than that, okay. So if this is the direction they're going to be taking with the character of Electro, okay, let's wait and see what's going to happen. I may give this a chance. I may give this a shot, regardless of the other rumors surrounding the third Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, because if it's a live action Spider Verse, I'm done.
Nope.
I'm not in.
Nope.
I'm not in for that.
Nope.
Got the animation. Let's keep the animation. Miles is the star.
Literally,
We
that
got
was
it.
the point
Yeah,
of
that's it.
like that's why it became so popular. The style of the
Right.
animation, period.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. We don't need no live action verse for that. And that's the weird. You say that. It's weird you say that. That is the only reason I like this iteration of Spider Man is because of Tom Holland. Like all the other stuff around it, I'm really starting to be like, why? But him, I'm like, please don't go. Everything else, I can like, we can change that. We can change that. But him, I'm like, stay. You're like, no, get rid of all of them.
Oh, I have my reasons. I have my
I
reasons.
got you. We're doing side podcast. What's going on with Spider Man? And we can talk about the animation, the live action video game. We can talk about all that because foreshadow video games. Right. So let's stick with the rumors. And look, hey, let's stick with rumors. I got you. Let's stick with rumors and stick with video games. Yo, what's going on in the Pokemon world, Pete?
Okay, so we almost never talk about Pokemon on here. If seldom. I don't even remember the last time we talked about Pokemon on here. So you would know that it's big for me to talk about this. It's two things like Rumorville. is that the game Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver will have Switch ports on the way, maybe. Now, the
Mm.
thing is, Heart Gold and Soul Silver are the remakes of the second generation of the Pokemon games. And I'm going to tell you that I threw my money at Heart Gold because I had both gold and silver as a kid. Like, I started off with Pokemon Pinball with the little Rumble Pack, AAA battery in it and everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Game Boy Color. God, that was fun. Then I had Pokemon Yellow, then gold and silver, so on and so forth. Like just almost every game. There was a time I didn't do the diamond and pearl because I didn't have the system for it for a long time, and I missed out. And so when I finally tried to play it, it's no, I don't like it. Anyways, so I'm excited for this because I have a Switch, and they actually stopped manufacturing Nintendo 3DSs last week, I think. Sometime last
Yeah.
week, like I want to
Mm-hmm.
say it was sometime last week of just manufacturing it, period. Now they're just going to focus on the Switch and future console generations. And it's sad. It's a little heartbreaking because, that it's always sad whenever they discontinue consoles and move on to the next one because we have so many awesome games on the 3DS, and Pokemon is one of them. And so, having Heart Gold and Soul Silver, the remakes, number one, they're still, I think, one of the most popular Pokemon games, period. Just period. You try to find it anywhere on, the internet, it's at least $70. At least. Brand new. At least. Um, at the most, maybe $1,000. I've seen it as on $1,000 on eBay one time. I don't know if the listing is still there, but it's immensely popular, and they didn't make a lot of it. So I'm really hoping they do. Like it is true. Fingers crossed. If not, oh well. I still have the game, and I'm still replaying it. And I
Yeah,
hope
'cause
what
where did the rumors come from? Like, what's going on? Why suddenly we just talk that they might actually do something that people want?
that's the thing because if you go to Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, like remakes, people have been screaming for that for ages because I believe the first remake of these games was Leaf Green and Fire Red, which is of Red
Mhm.
and Blue, the like first generation games. Um, I think
Mhm.
Pokemon Yellow was Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee technically, but not really. I don't know. That one's weird. And then the remake of again the most popular generation, the second generation, because let's face it, like this generation's my favorite. Period. Because it's just my favorite. It's just awesome. You can travel to both regions after you complete one gym challenge, like the gym challenge in one region. You can literally defeat the Elite Four and then go on to the next to the Kanto region, and you get more. It's the longer, more fulfilling to me. Anyways, um, so I mean, people are like excited for like Diamond and Pearl because that's apparently the second most popular, but it's for nostalgia because again, I didn't really play those games until much later, and I don't get the hype. I just don't. And when they're saying like, it seems more likely than ever, mind you, like I said, you have Heart Gold, Soul Silver, you have Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby. You have like I said, Leaf Green and Fire Red. Like those are three generations of remakes. So if
Yeah.
Diamond and Pearl apparently is popular, but I feel like Nintendo or what is it, Game Freak, are just being stingy. They're not saying shit
Yeah,
about
because
it
I
at
think
all. So I'm like, I don't know what to
yeah,
believe.
because right, because I think we got these are reports from Gamer. I'm gonna make sure I get this website right. Game Rant. And what they're saying is the rumors about Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Diamond Pearl are Nintendo is filing new trademarks. And usually they don't file new trademarks. They're about to do a remaster or re-release or it's going to a Nintendo store.
Hmm.
So it got everybody buzzing. It's like, so what are y'all doing? Because y'all just did a giant announcement. Y'all have had giant announcements for the last 3 weeks. We got Super Smash Bros. We got Nintendo Direct, and then we had a Nintendo Direct Mini.
Yeah.
And yet, not one time did y'all say, "Hey, we finna do this Pokemon stuff. What's going on?"
Well,
And
it's weird because they also had like the 35th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers, or Super Mario,
yeah,
sorry. They
mhm,
had that the ports impacts like Odyssey 64 and Sunshine, which I got, and it's fun so far. I'm playing 64 right now. Oh my god, it's bringing back memories. So you have all these big announcements. Not too long ago, I mean, actually Tuesday, they did um, they talked about the next DLC dropping for Sword and Shield. Um, because there are two new regions or two new areas that they added on for DLCs. One was like an island, like tropical adventure, which is meh, okay. But then there's
mhm,
a tundra. Like you get to explore a tundra, and it looks creepy and it looks fun because it has like almost every legendary from the former games,
nice,
like almost all the legendaries. I think it was first and second generation, first, second, and third generation, I believe, legendaries in this game, which is
nice.
fuck yeah, yes. So that's why there's so much hype surrounding it because Pokemon is more popular than ever. It really is. Because of Sword and Shield and all the controversy surrounding. Oh, we're gonna stick to our what was it? Game Freak didn't want to do the complete like full Pokedex, just the regional one, and people were
Just
pissed.
yeah, reasons.
Yes, just saying, man, people were pissed. So I mean, that still brought in a lot of traction. But looking at how Pokemon is right now, yes, it's not surprising that these rumors would pop up. Um, it's a kind of a wait and see thing, but I'm interested to know if Game Freak and Nintendo are going to address this at all, or they're just going to stick to like, oh, newer stuff in
Mhm,
terms of Pokemon and just piss off fans about
right.
Diamond and Pearl being remade or not.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hmm.
Well, speaking of pissing off gamers, you can't leave. You can't leave. Look, not Nintendo can't be the only Japanese company doing it. Announced this past week with the PS5 reveal and talking about the game, there will be a remaster of the Spider-Man PS4 game called Spider-Man PS5. Oh, how creative! Well, this remaster had a little bit of recasting. Oh my god, look how alliteration! I'm so good. Had a little bit of recasting. They changed Peter Parker. They changed Peter Parker. Ain't nobody happy. Nobody seems to be happy. P, can you tell why the internet is so enraged?
You got to give me a moment with
Okay, because I don't know either. I thought you said a moment. I was going to give you a moment. I was going to talk.
this.
Because why do you care? You
Just
ignorant.
mm, continue.
Why do you care? Why do you care? The dude at PS4 got paid. They're remastering, so they went with a different actor who seemed to actually look closer to the motion caption person who did all the actual stunt work. Yes, there's stunt work in video games. Hey, Hollywood, maybe you should hire some people. Anyway, whole nother conversation. So they changed the actor. They didn't change the lines. They didn't. It's still Spider Man. It's still Spider Man. Why are y'all mad? Are you mad you got about a game again? If that's what you was mad about, guess who on your side? I am.
Mm,
If you mad that you got to rebuy the whole game because it's not backwards compatible, because Sony think they can do what they want. Let's remember, it's still Sony, y'all. PS3, cough, cough, PS3. Um, so guess what? You know you ain't gotta buy it. Did you know that? You still got your PS4. Don't trade in your PS4 to get a PS5. Hold on to that sucker. You can still play your Spider-Man PS4. I'm gonna let you in on a secret though. Can I tell them the secret? I'm gonna tell them the secret, Pauline. I know I actually did. I said I'm gonna do it anyway. I don't like doing it, but I did it. I'm so sorry.
it's okay.
Y'all wasn't gonna finish PS4 Spider-Man in the first place. Sure.
Oh
So just if you can afford it, buy your PS5. If you can't afford it, get your Miles Morales. If you can't afford it, get Spider-Man PS5. Because guess what? In about a year, they're gonna drop Spider-Man 2 for the PS5 exclusively. And it won't be backwards compatible to the PS4. So yeah. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, that's
P,
cool.
if you have anything you like to add, I'm greatly like to hear it.
Okay, so quick question, because I'm jumbled about this. Is the Miles Morales backwards compatible too, or is there a certain specifications in which it's sort of, but not
Miles
PS5
Miles Morales is PS5.
purely?
Hmm.
Okay,
It's a PS5 game.
okay, cool.
Hmm.
I just wanted to clear that up because that is murky. Okay, so I'm pissed off about this, but I mean, your reason is it's understandable. Shoot, I'm not gonna buy the game because I don't have the system. Period. But it's jarring. It's visually jarring because fans are used to the old face. It looked. I'll admit it did look a little wonky because the, I don't understand the reason for doing it this way, but every other character, every other actor who voiced their characters actually had their face in this game. They actually physically acted out everything, okay? You have the voice of Peter Parker, Yuri Lowenthal, voice act and physically do stunts and act out the character and of Spider-Man, right? And then
Hmm.
so you have the voice, you have him doing the motions, but then you have the face and the body of someone else splashed onto that. But
Hmm.
it's not him. So when I learned that a little while ago, I'm just like, why did they do it that way? Can't they? Huh? Now I get it. Yuri is not a young man. He's not. He's 29. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's understandable. He's got the voice for it. He's been in the business for God knows how long. So he was a wonderful pick, and I love his role, and I liked the face too because I looked up the actor who modeled for Peter Parker, and he's actually Peter Parker. He has the look down pat. But the thing is, the way they molded his face with the facial capture, yeah, admittedly it was a little wonky. It was a little weird, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing it. A lot of fans did. Granted, he looked older, although my reasoning is, well, it makes sense. Number one, it's an older Spider-Man. He's the actor's actually 23, believe it or not. And in the game, Peter is 23. Granted, he looks older, but it makes sense
Hmm.
because, he's been Spider Man for 8 years trying to juggle crime fighting, vigilante work with school
That stuff is
and,
stressful.
and work and trying to keep his double life separate with a nitpicky girlfriend. Of course, he's going to be stressed out. Of course, he's going to look dead tired. Of course, he's going to look like
Hmm.
he's 32. He looks 32. He looks like he's in his
Hmm.
early 30s. Of course, that makes sense. So when you have this fresh face come in and take over for the remaster, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be in subsequent in the next couple of games too, which is or the next the sequel at least. You have this fresh face, and I understand why, but I feel like there's just this weird inconsistency of like why didn't they do that before? But anyways,
In the first place.
in the first
Yeah.
place. Like, have Yuri Lowenthal just be in the studio, provide the voice, and that's it. But
Yeah.
they had him.
Yeah.
Mm, hmm, they could have.
So yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So it boils down to one thing. You don't have to buy it, y'all. You don't. Don't. This is how. That's how you let them know how you feel, truly feel, not by tweeting, not by being angry online. Don't pay for it.
Right.
Then they'll be like, "Oh crap, we messed up."
Because I looked at the other features and it's not much. It really isn't. It's just it looks better.
No.
It's more rendered a little bit
Mm.
better. Because okay, like I was saying with this fresher face, number one, he looks like he's just fresh out of high school. Now people were defending it, saying like, "Oh, well, that's how a college student is supposed to look." I'm like, he looks like a college frat bro with an extra time on his hands. He does not look stressed at all. Number one. Number two, when he does that back, you squint, and when you cock your head to the side, he kind of sort of does look like Tom Holland, um, a little bit. So I'm just like,
That's what they going for. It looks like. Yeah, they were trying hard. They were trying hard to do
They
that.
couldn't afford him. They couldn't afford him, so they went with some kid named some model named Ben Jordan. I'm just like Peter Parker's not a model
Mhm.
though. Anyways, um, because literally the old actor has the face of fucking Parker. Anyways, um,
Mhm.
you have okay, so you have this fresh face, pale as shit, and I looked at it and it looked better because it's rendered better, literally. Now, if they made that
Mhm.
same effort with the
On
old
Yuri's
face,
face, it would have been great.
it would have been
Yeah.
amazing. With Yuri's face, they would have just de-aged him. They have the technology for it. They have the technology for it.
Mhm.
They just
Mhm.
because okay, again, no, let me shut up. I don't like it personally. I don't like it because it's jarring. It's just jarring, and it makes no sense. At the same time, it makes sense because they, Tom Holland. They want more. They want, hey, let's make this closest to the MCU, even though it's not quite MCU.
Yeah.
And
That yeah.
and the best thing about it, one, Miles looks older than him now in this rendition. He looks
Yeah.
older than him.
Yeah.
No. And
Yeah.
and the second one is somebody on Twitter said they whitewashed a white man, and I never laughed so hard in
Yeah,
my
that's
life.
fucked up. Yeah, that's fucked up.
They whitewashed a
Yeah,
white
man.
man. I'm like, that is the most accurate thing to to describe this whole situation. So it's
Yeah.
they like
And it
to
doesn't
make
make any
fun of
sense why you trying to get. Yeah, I'm like, I don't. It doesn't make any sense why you would try to get close to the MCU when this game sold off the back that it wasn't MCU Spider-Man.
yes.
Like it's just a really good version of Spider-Man. Because guess what? People are finally used to multiple versions of something. You
Right.
didn't have to get close to any version. Keep your. This is Sony Spider-Man. That's where everybody knew this game as. It was a Sony Spider-Man or PS4 Spider-Man. You didn't have to go close to nothing. Keep your universe.
Right.
Make your money.
Exactly.
And
And with the old
mm,
face and with the old actor, it was nice because again, this is not the fresh faced like first time swinging through the city Spider-Man Peter Parker. No, he's seasoned. He knows what's up. He
a,
knows what's going on.
a decade, a
Literally
decade
a
in the game.
decade. Exactly. And they want to pull this.
So,
Like that's the reason why
yeah.
for me personally, that's the reason why I'm upset over this cuz it's like it just there's no lot to me it's just no logic, and you know how much of a logic person I am. This made no sense to me, and I'm sorry, this is not Peter Parker. He doesn't have the face. This is not the face. He's not a
Yeah.
fake model. He's not a model. And then I looked at a side by side
And like I said,
comparison of the scene. He's stiffer. I'm sorry, he's just stiffer.
yeah, I saw the video. It was a nice video. Yeah, I'm just saying, just don't buy it, y'all.
Yeah,
Like the tweets and stuff, just don't buy it. Okay,
you know they're
you
gonna
don't
hate.
have to because you yeah, that's the problem. Because I'm like, you already got it. You played it on PS4.
Right,
You're
but
gonna play it again on PS5. Like I said, it's a little bit upscale. Why are you doing it? Let's let it go. You're not. You don't need it to play the Miles Morales. You
no,
don't need to play the Miles Morales. So okay. Anyway, so yeah, Sony, thank you for not being the only Japanese company doing weird stuff this week. Appreciate it.
Tom Holland
So
is
let's
ridiculous.
move on. You know, Sony told them to do that. Sony and Simon made that thing like we love this and we're gonna keep going. And Sony's like, hey, we want to do new stuff for this PS5 to sell the PS5 change stuff. And Simon's like, why? Dang it, y'all own us. Dang it. So they did it. Anyway, so we are a podcast about Afrofuturism. So let's talk about some stuff that we are looking forward to in the future. And I'm going to start off with something. I'm not going to say I'm looking forward to it, but I want to see this because honestly, I can't wait for the hate. The Craft 2 Legacy
Oh
trailer
man.
dropped,
Oh man.
and oh
Oh
my
man.
God.
Oh man. Oh man. I saw it yesterday. I was just like, oh my god, what?
Okay, I want to hear what you got to say about this. Come on, tell me, talk to me.
Okay, so why? 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 They, mm, they're still the little black girl who's a side character. Okay,
Oh God.
one. What are y'all gonna do with her? Number one. Number two. This is so. This is so buttered down. There's no edge at all whatsoever. This looks like a Lifetime movie reject. or ABC Family released movies for Halloween. Okay, kind of like Stiff as a Board, which is a weird show, and I kind of hate it, but managed to finish the first season for some dumb reason. Anyways, this why? Where are they going with this? Because in the trailer, the only indication of the original members of this coven that set off the motions, the crazy stuff that happened in the first story, you only see a Polaroid of what was her name? Like of that,
Yeah.
yeah, just that one Polaroid, and I'm like, okay, is she gonna make an appearance? Is her influence gonna damage people? What's going on here?
Legacy. Legacy.
What? Is she a descendant of what? What? And it's just bland. It's so bland.
Oh God.
No,
Whew. Oh God.
no, just no, no. I have nothing else to say. No,
May I?
go.
Okay, I'm about to say, may I add to that? This is what made me want to talk about this because one of the comments on one of the trailers, the top comment was, "Oh, is this going to be the next Disney Plus premium movie?" I was done. I'm like, we're talking about this, and okay. I wasn't really into the craft. The craft is a coven. It's for the women. Let the women have their bonds. Some men stay out of stuff that you're supposed to be in. But I understood the power of that first movie. I understood the attraction of that first movie. I understood how a lot of people use that movie to actually learn, educate themselves about Wiccanism and learn about Mother Nature and Earth and the women's connection to it. Love what the original craft movie did, especially for goth girls in sexual outfits. Being honest.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie had to be the most sterilized, fake witchcraft thing I've seen ever. And I'm a kid that grew up in the 80s. This thing here was just atrocious. Because I'm gonna let y'all in on the secret. Because y'all know I'm a comic book. I'm gonna let y'all in on a big secret. You know what they turned the Craft 2 Legacy into? The X-Men. When David Duchovny's character says, "Girls, be careful, there are a lot of weirdos here," and one of them says,
We are the weirdos.
"We're the weirdo," all I heard was sassy Cyclops. Like, what? Where's Professor X? What are you doing? Why? That's why I was laughing so hard. Why? Because after the Disney Plus comment, that's literally all the next comments. Why? 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 Who asked for this? Why? Just why? Man.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I have no interest in this. I want to talk about it because it's funny.
Like I said, I saw the trailer yesterday. I'm just like, no, and then I just moved on. I'm like,
Yeah,
nope,
yeah,
nope.
it's funny. Laughed at all the little quirks. Laugh at her getting her superpowers and getting the boy. Oh, she had a period in classroom. Let's take that traumatic experience for a girl and turn it into an evil woman. Huh? Really?
Right.
and
and opportunity to initiate her in our magic circle.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Really? Really? Come on, man.
Honestly.
It was the worst.
Oh my god. No,
Man. Oh God. And then
New Mutants.
that's a challenge. That's a giant.
That. It can beat that. Because, man, it bombed. Oh, my God.
Man. And look, until you said another connection to mutants, getting your powers at puberty. Period time. Oh, wow. Wow.
Innovative.
Man. Yeah, because yeah, you gotta have blood for witchcraft. Might as well come out. Well, you know what? What we're gonna do is move on to the next trailer. A trailer I'm actually looking forward to. And let me make sure I do this right because it's odd, but I like the title. The Good Lord Bird. A Showtime show coming out August 4th about the tale of John Brown's rebellion. If you don't know about John, white man, John Brown's preacher, a Christian man. John Brown knew that slavery was against the Lord's plan for humans, for his people, for his flock. And he said, you know what? I'm going to start killing me some white folks if they don't free their slaves. And man, did he ever. And Showtime seems to be putting, like, I'm going to say a little Quentin Tarantino twist on it. Maybe a little bit of, what's those directors' names? Oh, I wrote it down and, no, I didn't write it down. Anyway, when you watch the trailer, you'll see it's some directors that they're taking a lot of inspiration from. It's stylized with a little bit of modern day comedy, but it's focused on the time. Frederick Douglass, John Brown, Harriet Tubman, great actors. Ethan Hawke is John Brown. It's just phenomenal. I'm looking forward to it. It's a miniseries. Showtime premieres October 4th. P, did you get a chance to look at The Good Lord Bird?
I didn't get a chance to take a look at the trailer itself. However, my family they are fans of NPR, and NPR talked about it earlier this morning, actually. And fun fact, apparently in Haiti, the longest boulevard, the longest street, paved street in the country is named after John Brown.
Nice.
Yes, and I'm like, hold up. And I always forget just how woke Haiti actually is, because it did liberate itself from slavery.
Yes, no.
What is it?
I said, they did. Always big that up. They did that.
They did. They know it. And, it was mad. And so, so this is interesting. Okay, I'm looking at it like, okay, I see you. Let's look into it, because I feel like he's one of those white people you got to give A for effort.
Yeah.
Had the right idea.
Because the thing is, if you look at a lot of other like historical dramas and stuff from this time period, they always mention John Brown, but he never actually showed John. They never actually showed the rebellion. Never. So them actually showing the rebellion, like, okay, I'm here for it. Yeah, okay, we got this. Yeah. Okay, this. Right. And real quick note for anybody, for our more literary folk, this is the book based off the book of the same name, which I did not know about. So I'm really interested in getting that book and seeing comparisons. Yeah, seeing comparisons and seeing if it matches up with the show. So I'm looking forward to looking at that book and looking at the series. Pete, any more from you about The Good Lord Bird?
I gotta read it now. I didn't even know it was a book.
Nice.
Now I gotta read it. I have to. I just have to.
Nice.
Learn from another perspective about John Brown, because I always hear that one perspective in textbooks, how he tried to do a rebellion and it failed. I'm like,
right, that's it. That's all I talk about, the failed part. Yeah.
They love to tell black folk, oh, here's the part of your liberation that failed. Sorry. Moving on.
Yeah. Facts.
This is interesting. I like it. And I have shows.
Cool.
Yes, I can watch it.
Nice. Look at that. Nice. No paid walls. No ecosystems you gotta go into. All right. Well, let's end on a note that seem to enjoy ending on. We're gonna call this Bradley Rants About DC. But ladies and gentlemen, this is why you control your narrative. Change your narrative. Let nobody else tell your story. This is a happy rant. Woo! DC is doing something dope. DC is doing something that's moving the comic industry into other spaces get people still involved in the medium that I grew up on and I love. DC announced this week that they will, in a partnership with Spotify, doing exclusive podcasts, DC properties. Will be starting Batman Unburied. Buried. I always mess up saying that word. Unburied. And it is basically a psychological exploration of Bruce Wayne, not a Batman. Why does a rich white boy put on a costume, beat up poor people? I likes it, and I likes it a lot. And like I said, it's exclusive podcast on Spotify starting in 2021 with no set date. P, what is your thoughts about this DC podcast movement?
I'm excited for it because this is, I don't want to say a fresh approach. I feel like they've done this before, but not like this. There actually has been like this renaissance, I don't know, of comic book podcasts in terms of analysis and actual storytelling. So looking at this, I'm like, I love all things Gotham related and Batman related, even though I'm like not so deep into it because I hate Catwoman. But this is great. I would like to know what is going on in the mind of Bruce Wayne, rich white boy, beating up poor people, poor, not mentally unstable people. I don't know what made him snap. I mean, I get the story of his parents, blah blah blah, but no, really, there's got to be more than that.
Right. And this,
What makes him tick
and
enough to do this?
I think what makes this so different from everybody else, like you said, everybody does it every once in a while. You have people that do analysis. Hell, we do it sometimes. This is official.
Oh,
This is DC. Like, no. We want to talk about this, and we're putting the logo on it. You know,
yep.
that's why I think, and since it's an exclusivity deal, that means they got more stuff coming down the pipeline. Because I know we talked about this before with Milestone Media, and we were like, oh, that sounds really cool. And you thinking, okay, it'll happen later down the line. Here go DC. No. We putting Batman in it. Oh, we got it. We gonna do this for real. So you don't want they say no Batman's part of it. It's coming.
Absolutely. I hope that it would be a good one. And I'm not saying like I don't want it to gloss over anything like, oh, here's the thing that happened to him and he did this and okay, moving on to the next topic in terms of how he thinks. And it's like, no. I want them to dig deep. And if this does succeed, if it's actually good, I have my expectations, but at the same time, it's like, well, this is DC. But expectations, like I'm already mapping out what more they can do with this. They can do a whole like series about Gotham, period. Just Gotham. They can do because I think Marvel did this with Wolverine and
Yeah,
his
they
travels.
did.
Yes, and it's awesome. Oh, I love it. And if they could do something like that with Commissioner Gordon, because I know that there are stories about him
Oh yeah.
in Gotham.
Ooh.
Wouldn't that be
His
awesome?
Chicago days. His
Yes.
Chicago days.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah.
Absolutely. You know where I'm
Yep.
going with this. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited for this for potential for more potential podcasts like that. More
Right.
stories to be told, more analysis stuff, and basically also with stories from Gotham. People outside of the criminal, of the big criminal ring and outside of the police, stuff like that. Like what are the other
Mm-hmm.
criminals doing? They hear about the Batman or they work with Penguin. Who
Hold
knows
on.
what's going on with
Hold on.
Gotham or
Hold on.
just
Think about
petty
that.
people?
Think about that. Think about that. Think about that. You're a petty criminal. You ain't trying to do nothing big. You just trying to put a couple dollars in your pocket. But you live in a city with Joker and Batman in it. What are you thinking? What do you think?
Right, exactly. Not just, and that's the thing. Gotham always gets messed up. Like half of Gotham always gets messed up just from those two. Just from those two.
Definitely true. That's from them too. Nobody else. When we talk about nobody
So
else.
if you have Batman facing off against Joker, Mister Freeze, Penguin, Poison Ivy, freaking who else? Other people
Red.
too. Riddler and Scarecrow. Scarecrow, right? Scarecrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You got it.
All of them. All of them. You know, it's just chaos. No wonder
Right.
Gotham is Gotham.
All right. And again, those are some good psychological questions, some good stuff. Look, again, it's a podcast. You can take your time with it. You dictate how long it is. As long as you listen to it, keep making more. You ain't got to stop. I mean, it's a podcast. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Again, look. Positive vibes for DC. Look at y'all. Positive vibes. Man, y'all just killing it.
Excited for this.
Hold
I'm
on.
excited. Steeran's excited for this. I don't know how excited, but
Man,
excited.
man, I'm excited. I'm so excited. They put out some more news, and I wasn't pessimistic. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, DC has basically bought the developmental rights for a feature film from Black Mass Comics. Their comic called Black. I like their name. Okay, Black Mass comic called Black. DC has acquired the film rights to it, and in Black, it is a world where only Black people got superpowers. Hey, remember earlier when I was talking about how they used to use white people to represent marginalized people? Yeah, this today, yeah, today. It's been quietly under the radar because let's be honest, they got Milestone Media, but Milestone Media is more superhero based. Let's be honest, superheroes capes. This seems to be more about no. What happens when you have that poor person who has a terrible education, who's been ringed through the system, and suddenly they have the power to light your butt up, literally. What does that do to people? What does that tell you about the dynamics of race relationships? How does that affect you and your stereotypical thought process when you become the person with the power? As I was saying, we talked about earlier in the podcast how they used to use white people for that. But what happened when you actually use the people who deal with those experiences and give them the superpowers? Warner Brothers. Let's go. I'm down for this. Let's go. Let's go. Like I said, y'all, these are positive rants. The big companies can do good stuff too. They can. You just got to support them when they do it. Like, I'm not going to probably listen to the Batman podcast if it's just only about Batman, because Miss Bruce, I don't care about Batman. But if they start dropping stuff about, Commissioner Gordon, like even stuff about Penguin, I'm down for that. But again, because they put Batman on it, I know they serious about this podcast life. When the Milestone Media stuff drop, I'm going to have to get me a Spotify account. I'm just going to tell the truth about it. That's what it is. Yeah, so I'm going to get that Spotify account, and I'm my own instead of borrowing somebody else's. I'm going to get my own, and I'm going to be listening to a whole bunch of Milestone Media podcasts. But DC is killing it. I really like this because, I don't care about the word indie. Indie doesn't mean bad to me. It just means small. But to pick this indie comic and be like, no. This, we're going to put our money on this. We are going to buy the rights to this. Now, again, there's no script or nothing. They just announced they bought the rights. But again, y'all don't understand. That's why I tell y'all, comic books are so good. They already got the script. They got the comic book. Just got to adjust it a little bit. You already got the storyboards. You got the comic book. I just got to put some money on it. This is the stuff I'm talking about. If we make our own stuff, even though we own our own stuff, but we can partner with the big boys as long as we maintain control and they know who to check. They got to get that money to. It's a good thing. And I hope these guys, the creators of this, put a little bit of clause in the contract that we have some say in script writing. After that, let's see what happens. P, how do you feel about this?
I'm still trying to process it.
Nice. Hold on, guys. When she's still trying to process something, that means she into it. She wanted to happen. That's a good thing. She's like, wait a minute, let's see where this can go. So that's a good thing. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, and I hope they keep it just as that Black. This is the name of it. It's just Black. No, just Black. You nothing wrong with saying Black. You nothing wrong with being Black. It's just Black. Okay, well, on that note, that's all I have on my notes. P, you got anything else that's been going on for you in the world of geekdom?
No, pretty much it. That's all I got. I'm drained. That's that's all I got
Uh,
today. It was a great one. It was a great recap.
all I got. Yeah. For me, Marvel Legends. Like I tell you guys, I'm a collector. I've talked about this all the time. They just coming out with like some of the best black figures right now. They really are. They got a Falcon coming out. I still got to pick up that Rage. Like these black characters, the few black characters that were around, like now that they're in figure form, it's just dope. It's just dope to give it to a young black kid and be like, oh yeah, that looks like me. Yes, it really does, doesn't it? So I'm looking forward to those coming out there. Yeah, I just gotta press the button so I can get them here on Amazon. 1 day shipping. I love it. I'm pray for those workers. So, but yeah, that's it for me. That is our podcast. Man, just good stuff. Just a lot of good stuff. And like I said, go watch that Craft Legacy 2 trailer and laugh. Just enjoy yourselves, all right? P.
Yes. I'm good.
All right.
To follow us on our social medias on Twitter, Afro_AI. Which one is it again?
That's correct.
Yes.
Oh, that's correct. You got it.
Sorry, I've been brain dead this whole week. But
You know
oh
what?
yeah.
Don't worry about it. You take some breaks. I'll run it down for them real fast. Ladies and gentlemen, follow Afro AI right here on YouTube at Afro_AI and Afro Anime Initiative on Facebook and Instagram. You will also find our Facebook page and our group. Hey, join the group. Answer those questions. We got some stuff coming up. That's it for us today for the Afro Anime Initiative. Guys, be well and be safe. Peace.